3 months ago, they laughed when I said I was moving out. Today, they watched through their kitchen window as I signed the deed. Next door, the notary slid the paper across the table. My pen touched the signature line. 1 stroke, 2, done. I looked up. Through the window of the house 4 doors down, I could see my mother's face. Frozen, my father stood behind her. My sister's mouth was open. They weren't laughing anymore. How does the kid they said would never make it end up buying the house they couldn't afford? How does the family punching bag end up holding all the cards? Stick around. I've got the bank statements to prove every word. And before we go any further, where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments and hit that subscribe button because this story gets wild. Let me take you back to the night it all started. I grew up invisible. That's the only word for it. My older sister was the golden child. Straight A's, volleyball captain, full ride to state school. I was the one who got the list of errands. While she picked a college, I picked up shifts. On her 16th birthday, she got a car. On mine, I got a lecture about responsibility. I started working at 16, retail, then freelance coding on the side. I taught myself to code from free YouTube tutorials and a forum where this guy named Dev Mentor walked me through Python, then JavaScript, then React. I didn't do it because I loved it. I did it because I needed an escape route. Every paycheck went straight into a savings account they didn't know existed. By 18, I had 4 figures saved. By 22, 5, they never noticed. To them, I was just the quiet kid who stayed home and didn't cause trouble, the obedient one, the fallback. I kept records of everything. Every pay stub, every bank alert, every email, screenshots in the cloud. It's a habit I picked up after my mom once claimed I'd never paid her back for a $20 Target run. I pulled up the Venmo receipt. She went quiet. I've been a documenter ever since. By 24, I had a 5-figure savings account and a freelance client list that pulled in more than my day job. They had no idea. My mom used to joke that I'd live at home forever. I believed her, until I didn't. Then came the Sunday dinner where I made my announcement. It was a Sunday in late June. Pot roast, mashed potatoes, the usual small talk. I waited until dessert. I'm moving out. Lease signed, October 1st. Silence. Then my sister laughed, a real, full-belly laugh. With what money? My mom smiled, that patronizing smile. Sweetie, you can't afford a studio in this city. My sister leaned back in her chair. You gonna live in your car? My dad didn't even look up from his plate, just a smirk. You've never even looked at apartments. This is adorable. I stayed quiet. I've learned that silence drives them crazier than arguing, but my silence made my mother think she'd won. She pivoted. You know what? If you're such an adult, let's talk about back rent. $1,200 a month. You've been here 2 years since graduation. That's almost $29,000. My sister grinned. Pay up or stop pretending you're independent. I didn't blink. I'll think about it. Wrong answer. My dad finally looked up. You have 1 week to apologize for wasting our time with this stunt, or we're cutting your phone plan and car insurance. Grow up or get in line. I pushed back from the table. Noted. And I left. I didn't know it then, but I just declared war. The next morning, my phone was dead. Not the battery, the service. She'd actually cut me off. By lunch, I got an email from my car insurance. Notice of cancellation. I switched to a prepaid SIM within an hour and opened my own insurance policy by dinner. But that wasn't the worst part. I had 2 apartment showings lined up that week. The first landlord left me a voicemail. Hey, got a call from someone claiming to be your mother. Said you're unemployed and emotionally unstable. We're going in a different direction. Good luck. The second landlord just ghosted me. I saw that my home address flagged me, same zip code, same last name in the county records. She'd sabotaged me. For 12 hours, I sat in my room and felt the walls closing in. Maybe they were right. Maybe I couldn't do this. Maybe I was just a dreamer with a savings account and no real plan. Then I opened my laptop. I pulled up the folder I'd labeled Exit Strategy. And I remembered exactly who I was. I wasn't their fallback. I was the one who'd been planning this for 6 years, and I hadn't even started fighting yet. Inside that folder was a PDF I'd saved 2 months earlier. Mortgage pre-qualification letter from a national bank. Approved borrowing amount, $340,000, based on verified income. W-2 from my day job, plus 2 years of 1099 forms from freelance work. Credit score, 720. Debt-to-income ratio, 18%. I took a screenshot, saved it again, backed it up to 3 different cloud drives. They thought I was making $35,000 a year. My freelance 1099s alone cleared 68. I didn't need their permission. I didn't need a landlord. I didn't even need a cosigner. I called my lender. A woman named Patricia who'd been CC'd on that pre-qual letter. "Patricia, I'm ready to look at houses." She didn't skip a beat. "Wonderful, how soon can you start touring?" "Tomorrow. I'll send you the listings in your range tonight." I hung up. For the first time in a week, I smiled. They wanted me to fail. I was about to succeed so loudly they'd hear it from their kitchen. While I toured houses, my mother launched a whisper campaign. She called my aunt, my uncle, 2 cousins. The family group chat lit up. My cousin Jenna texted me. "Hey, heard you're going through something. Mom said you're having a breakdown?" I didn't reply. My aunt left a voicemail offering to talk sense into me. Delete. My sister posted on Instagram, vague but obvious. "Some people think moving out makes them independent. Really, it just makes them alone. #family first." I screenshot it, added it to the folder. On Thursday, my dad sent a text. Formal, cold. "You have until Friday at 6 p.m. to apologize and commit to staying in this house for 2 more years. After that, you're no longer part of this family. No holidays, no emergency contact, no reconciliation, your choice." That one landed, not because I wanted their approval, but because my little cousin, Jenna's brother, 12-year-old Kyle, looked up to me. Jenna told me later that her parents forbade Kyle from texting me. That hurt, but it also clarified something. They weren't protecting Kyle from me. They were protecting their narrative. I had 4 days until the deadline. I needed 3 to close on a house. On Tuesday, I got the email. Subject line, "Clear to close." I opened it in my car, hands shaking. Final mortgage approval, full underwriting cleared. Purchase price, $285,000. Down payment, $60,000. Verified and cleared. Closing date, Thursday, September 29th at 2 p.m. I scrolled down to the property address. My heart stopped. Same street as my parents' house. 4 doors down. I sat there for 5 minutes, staring at the screen. My realtor, Diana, called. "Did you see it?" "I saw it. You know this is next door to your family, right? Same block." "I know." Silence. "Are you sure you want to do this?" I didn't hesitate. "I'm sure. Send me the closing documents." She did. I signed them electronically that night, sent them back. My attorney confirmed receipt at 9:42 p.m. I uploaded everything to the cloud. There was no turning back now. I wasn't running away. I was moving next door, and they were about to find out exactly how much I didn't need them. Before I went any further, I needed to understand why. Why the panic? Why the whisper campaign? I started digging. County property records are public. I pulled my parents' mortgage history. 2 refinances in 4 years. Their current mortgage balance, $362,000. Zillow estimated the house value at $338,000. They were underwater. My sister's car, I'd overheard her complaining on a call about the payment. $568 a month, co-signed by my parents. Her grad school loans, private, not federal, were at $47,000, according to a credit report she'd left open on the family computer a year ago. Credit card debt, at least $12,000. It clicked. I wasn't the failure in this family. I was the safety net. They needed me to stay. Rent-free labor, built-in caretaker when they got older, someone to cover bills when they ran short. My quiet presence subsidized my sister's lifestyle and my parents' refinances. The laughter at that dinner table wasn't disbelief. It was fear of losing control. Now I knew exactly what to do. And it had nothing to do with revenge. It had everything to do with a property line. Thursday, September 29th, 2 in the afternoon, I sat at the title company conference table, the seller's agent on one side, my attorney on the other. Diana, my realtor, smiled at me. Ready. I nodded. The closer slid the stack of documents across the table. I signed, initialed, signed again, 14 pages. At 2:47, the notary stamped the deed. At 3:12, the wire transfer cleared. At 4:06, the deed was recorded with the county. The house was mine. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, renovated kitchen, fenced backyard, smaller than my parents' house. But it was mine. No co-signer, no co-borrower, just my name on the deed. I picked up the keys and drove straight to the property, walked through every room, stood in the front yard. From where I stood, I could see my parents' house. 4 doors down, kitchen window facing me. I took a breath. I didn't call them, didn't text. I just scheduled the movers for Saturday morning. 9 a.m. sharp. Prime time for the neighborhood. I installed a security camera on the front porch that night, just in case. Friday at 6 p.m., their ultimatum expired. I didn't apologize. By Saturday at 9, they'd understand why. Saturday morning, 9:17 a.m., the moving truck backed into my driveway, beeping, loud. Neighbors came out to wave. I waved back. The movers opened the rear door. Within 10 minutes, my mother appeared on the sidewalk. She looked confused. Why is there a truck at the Miller's old house? Then she saw me directing the movers. Her face changed. Wait. Why are you here? I turned to her. Calm, steady. I'm moving in. This is my house now. She blinked. What? I pulled the keys out of my pocket, held them up. I bought it. Closed on Thursday. She stared at the keys like they were a weapon. My father's car pulled up. He got out. My sister was in the passenger seat. Now all 3 of them stood on my lawn. My dad's voice was sharp. What is this? I reached into my bag. Pulled out a printed copy of the deed summary. Handed it to him. He read it. His face went pale. You're lying. You can't afford this. I unlocked my phone, pulled up the closing statement, held it so he could see the total. $60,000 down. Finance the rest. I didn't hand him the phone, just let him look. My sister's voice cracked. This is insane. You did this to embarrass us. I shook my head. I did this for me. You'll see me around, but we're doing things differently now. My mother's face twisted. We're your family. You can't just text before you come over. No drop-ins, no money talk. Those are my boundaries. My father stepped forward, tried the authority voice. We are not done discussing this. I looked him in the eye. Yeah, we are. I turned, walked up my front steps. The movers carried in my couch. I stepped inside, closed the door. Through the security camera feed on my phone, I watched them. They stood on the sidewalk. Frozen. For 6 full minutes, they didn't move. Then, finally, they walked away. I exhaled. It was over, and I had won. The first week was tense. Sunday afternoon, my parents tried to walk up to my door unannounced. The Ring camera caught them. I didn't answer. They rang 3 times, then left. My sister sent a string of texts. You're pathetic. This is so embarrassing. Everyone's talking about you. I muted the thread. The extended family split. My aunt called me selfish, said I was tearing the family apart. My uncle sent a 2-word text, good job. Jenna, my older cousin, stayed quiet in the group chat but texted me privately. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Kyle, the 12-year-old, found a way to message me through a gaming app. You're my hero. I told him to stay out of it. But I smiled. 2 weeks in, I sent one message to the family group thread. Short, clean. I purchased a home with my own income and savings. I'm setting boundaries that work for me. I'm open to respectful relationships. If you want to talk like adults, my number hasn't changed. Silence for 3 days, then my mom sent a single sentence. Okay. 3 months later, my parents emailed me. The subject line was blank. The message was 2 lines. We overreacted. Can we meet for coffee? I agreed. Public cafe, 1 hour, no ambush. We met on a Wednesday. It was awkward, surface-level conversation. No hugs, no apologies beyond the email. They asked about the house. I showed them one picture. They asked if I was happy. I said yes. We finished our coffee in 40 minutes. It wasn't warm, but it wasn't hostile. We're not close, but we're not enemies. I see them sometimes when I'm getting my mail. They're usually getting theirs. We wave. Sometimes they wave back. Life moved on. I got promoted to senior developer 3 months after I moved in. My freelance income crossed 6 figures annually. I planted a garden in the front yard. It's visible from their kitchen window. Roses, lilies, sunflowers in the summer. They can see it bloom. I don't know if they look, but I do. Here's what I learned. Independence isn't about distance, it's about sovereignty. You can be next door and still be free. I didn't move there to punish them. I moved there because it was a good house at a fair price and because I could. They don't control my narrative anymore. They can't laugh at what they don't own. Now it's your turn. Have you ever had to set a boundary that felt impossible? Maybe with family, a job, or a friend who wouldn't let go? Drop your story in the comments. I read them. And if you believe that freedom and family can coexist, just not on someone else's terms, hit that subscribe button. It's not about revenge, it's about respect. One last thing, this story is a fictionalized dramatization for entertainment purposes. It is not legal, financial, or family therapy advice. If you're navigating something like this, work with licensed professionals, not YouTube videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.